Let's pay homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Zhengkong. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Tupten Dorshi. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the mediator of the group practice this evening. From Sukawati Amitabha Tathagata. Sumu Tanchen Katsu Tupten Siti Tupten Kama. All Dhamma masters, Dhamma lecturers, Dhamma teachers, Dhamma instructors, Dhamma tutors, temple and center directors, and all disciples present here and over the internet, all of the disciples. Good evening, how do you do?
Aister Sharai Hola amigo Que quiero mucho Sukoi Ichiba Kimochi Jumi Yapi Purin Purin Konbanwa.
Today we practice Amitabha Yidam. Actually, Amitabha Buddha is my Yidam, my main meditational deity. The instruction Yidam is Golden Mother, and the original ground Yidam is Amitabha Buddha, and the Yidam of the Great Vow is Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva. They are my three Yidams. Yidam is originally just one, but the first one who awakened and instructed me was Golden Mother, and the second Yidam is where you came from, and that's Amitabha Buddha. Third, the vows that you generate is the same as Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva. So Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva is my third Yidam. But for most people, one Yidam is good enough. That's your original ground. That in your spiritual cultivation, the deity that is closest to you, that has the closest affinity with you, where you would go through your spiritual cultivation, then that would be your Yidam. Generally, choosing a Yidam is the one that you feel closely connected, that have close affinity with you. Actually, it's best if you choose your own Yidam. You don't need your guru to choose it for you. If you're not even sure, you don't know which one you like or dislike, but of course you have one that you like, or you feel that you have no affinity with, like among people. When you see something or someone and you feel like, oh, this one I have affinity with, and you like them,
这个人跟我没有什么缘，
or if you have no affinity with someone,
就是麻麻的，
then it's just so-so.
马马虎虎。 人
Just
也是一样，
the same
你跟
among
这个
people,
所有的诸尊佛菩萨也是一样，
or the same with all the deities and Buddhas and
心中
Bodhisattvas,
产生欢喜，
like the one that makes you feel joyous and
这
happy.
是有缘啊。
That means you have affinity with that deity.
这里好像有一个笑话，
There's a joke here
生活要像榴莲一样，
that life should be like durian.
榴莲不一定所有人都喜欢，
Not everybody
但
likes
是喜欢榴
durian,
莲的人
but the
一定
person
非常喜欢。
who likes durian always love it.
东南亚的就知道榴莲，
People from Southeast Asia would know about durian.
你不喜欢的觉得
If you don't like it, yuck.
有放屁的，
Ouch. It's like the smell of
喜
farts.
欢的
But those who love
没
it,
有它，
oh, you can't live without it.
这个缘不一样，不一定一样的。
So different affinities.
当初啊，我第一次在香港吃到
Back then, the first time I ate durian,
天底下哪有这么难吃的
how
东
could
西？
there be something so yucky on earth?
结果
And then
榴莲来，
disciples bought durian for us, and I didn't feel anything anymore.
我一直到那柔佛州，就是马来西亚柔佛。以前扬
And
州
then
市
I
是
got
指
to Johor
柔
Johor
佛州
province,
上市，
where Master Yang Zhongci
他带我
was,
去他的一个山庄吧，一个小
and he took us to his kind of villa or
都
resort,
有的
and he served us lots of durian.
吃到了以后，
And after tasting those,
阿弥陀佛，
Amitabha,
觉得好像啊，这奇怪，这世界上怎么有这么好吃的东西？
I felt like, how come there's such tasty things on earth?
以前我在家里，我跟师母
In the
两个人
past,
一起在，
at home, Simu and I were eating durian,
后来吃，
and then after a while,
这个要去看小孩子睡了没，
and we check on our kids whether they have been asleep or not, for Ching and for Chi.
打开门打不开，
And we couldn't
门
open the
已经
door.
打开了，怎么打不开？
It was
原来
open,
他
but
们
it was
门洞里
locked.
面塞了布，
Oh, because they put they stuff the gap under the door with some rugs,
他们
some
不要让那
rags,
个味道啊自己闻
so
到，
that they couldn't smell the durian.
所以你跟阿弥陀佛有缘，你就会喜欢他。
So if you have affinity with Amitabha Buddha, then you would like him. Same idea.
这个你们这里喜欢榴莲的举手，
Please raise your hand if you love durian. Wow,
还不少哎。
lots of you.
那不喜欢的呢？
And how about those who
应该
dislike
还有
it? Yeah, there are still some
也
people.
有啊。 看过佛经佛集，他们两个小孩子吃过榴莲。
I've never seen my children, Foqing or Foqi, to eat durian, but Simu loves it.
我这一生啊，小的时候没东西吃。
I found in my life I had nothing to eat when I was little, and I started to earn some money
的东西吃，
and started
那时候
to
很可怜，
buy things I like.
吃软冰。
It was very pitiful then. I love ice
吃
then.
冰呢，叫做清冰。什么叫清冰呢？
And all I could eat was the shredded
然后加上
ice
糖水，
and then added some sugar,
冰
sugar syrup. That's it.
刨冰
Just ice
加上糖水。
with some syrup. That's it.
我
Could
到
not
冰
add
店
any
吃
other
这样
things.
给我，
So when I went to the ice
然后等它倒
drink
出来以后就
shop
分成4份，
and I ordered one order and then divided into 4
他们一起吃。
for my 4
我们小时候
sisters.
只有能够吃那个刨冰
That's all we could
跟糖水
afford when we were little. Just ice with some
喜
syrup.
欢吃的东西很多。小的时
We
候
loved lots of things when we were young,
才能够吃到的。
but it took us a long time before we could afford.
应该什么东西都可以买。
But now we could say that we can afford
但是现在
everything to
却
eat.
不能吃
However, we cannot eat them or we are not allowed to eat them.
人到一个年纪呀、
After you reach a certain age,
那个比以前的市长姓李，
today the Bellevue ex-mayor,
我们在那个
Mr. Lee,
music hall
at the Benoraya Music Hall.
去听音乐。
This afternoon we went to the concert
你
and
现
he
在吃
asked me, "What do you eat
我
nowadays?"
说能吃的就吃，
I said, "I eat whatever I can and don't eat whatever I
不是
can't."
你什么都可以吃，
Nowadays you can't eat anything you want. When you reach that
太
age
咸
you
的
would
不能
know.
吃，
You
太
can't eat
甜
too
的
much
不能
salt,
吃
not too much sugar,
啊，太油的不能吃，
not too
太甜的
greasy.
也不能吃。我在 Chicago
In
到一
Chicago,
家餐馆，
we went to a restaurant
要一碗汤，
and we ordered a
不要
soup,
放
a
盐，
bowl of
不要
soup,
放糖，
and we told them,
然后也不
please
要
don't
太
add any salt, no sugar,
端出一个开
not
水
too
出来
greasy, and then he served us a bowl of water.
不要放糖，
No
不要
sugar,
放
no
盐，
salt,
也不要放油。
no oil.
你叫我们厨房怎么煮？
How are we going to prepare it?
就是这样，
That's how it is.
不能吃太油，不能吃太咸。
You can't eat too much oil, salt, or sugar.
这个事情讲的，也许你们不信，老了就知道。
So you may not believe it now, but when you're old, you would know it for
年
yourself.
纪大了，你们就知道。
When you reach an old age, you would know.
阿弥陀佛，那世尊最
Amitabha Buddha,
我最亲近的本尊是瑶池金鱼。
the yidam that I'm closest with is Golden Mother, but the yidam of my original
然后
ground is Amitabha Buddha.
都是我这三尊，我们每天都念。
And Siddhikapa Bodhisattva. I always call these 3 names every day.
他所度化的众生，
And Amitabha Buddha is truly
所有的
great.
众生可以
He saved the most sentient beings.
我们今天去看那个，今天下午去西雅图。
This afternoon, we went to the Banraya Music Hall in Seattle downtown
张文龙
to go
他
to
们的那个音乐，
Zhang Wenlong's concert.
他们的音乐会，他们特别邀请我们去。
They especially asked us to
今天下午
go.
就没有
So this afternoon, I had no time for spiritual consultation.
我们演看那些那个舞蹈，还有这个音乐，听了都很好。
Watching dances or listening to
第一个
music,
就是天仙
wonderful.
女
And
就是天仙女，
The ladies are
就
all
是英俊潇洒。
beautiful and the
后来这个
men are all
我
handsome.
们走错路，
And then we walk to the wrong place.
他停止，
Master Lian
坐
Qi
这个电梯上来，
took this elevator up,
他往这边，我们散场的时候往这边走。
but at
本
the
来应
end
该是
we walked the other way.
走的时候，
We
坐原来的电梯下去，
Should have taken the same elevator
往这
down,
边走，
but we walked the other way,
就迷失方向。
and then we lost our
我
way,
们走到后台去，
and then we went backstage.
那些天仙美女下妆以后啊，
And after all that, beautiful goddess-like ladies took off their cosmetics.
眼看是一朵花，
They looked like flowers from afar,
太近了看，就是
but
脸
from
嘛
close up is, oh my God.
太近看了，天哪！这份眼看每一个都是
So if you
细
see
白
too
的
close, like from afar, they all look very beautiful and fair, but from
怎
close
么会
up,
这样？
they all look like old ladies. How could that be?
这个世界上的事情啊，不
So
如同我们想象啊，
things in this
如同我
world
们想象
is not
很多
always
事情
what
都要
imagine.
经过了一段时间以后，
Many
才能
things
够体会到。
can be understood or experienced after a period of time.
这里有个笑话，
There's a joke
悟
here.
空问师傅，问唐僧，
The Monkey King asked his
师傅
guru,
怎么样
the
子
monk
区
Tang.
别妖精跟妖怪呢？
Oh, this is a
唐僧讲
Chinese play of
看
words.
他的妖，那妖小的叫做小妖精，妖大的叫大妖怪。我们到后台一看，天哪，那些
So
瘦
we
瘦
went
的，
backstage,
每一个瘦瘦的，
and those that look
脸
slim
上都是皱纹，
with wrinkles on their face, too skinny.
那粉扑上去，皱纹就没了。
But when they put on the makeup and powder, couldn't see the wrinkles.
很富有，很富相。
But the voluptuous ones,
哎呀，看来好像是这个水桶。
I found them to be like water barrels.
这个就是要看清楚。
So we need to see them clearly
妈妈背
with a clear sight.
或者是老太婆背的，
So they're the old lady
清楚了才知道。
level or middle age. So when you see clearly, then you would know. But the music was excellent. Now we'll get to the Q&A. A country from the Orient. Question by Lin Zhaodong. Respectfully wishing Grandmaster great peace. This humble student is confused about the following two questions. Please advise. Is it possible to ask the Ghost King with scorched face to act as an intermediary and to deliver the joss paper that are generally sold in the market to the deceased? Second, does tattooing hinder the flow of the qi in the meridians or channels? Like some people love to tattoo the person you love, the name, or animals that you love. Does tattooing hinder the flow of qi in the meridians or channels? And the first question, this Lizang temple have 8 houses in the community, and at the office there was someone that enshrined the great master with scorched face. The Tripura Foundation with Kalachakra, Mahamayuri, and then below Vishnu with Garuda, and here is the tiger Vajra, and next to Vishnu is the the great master with scorched face. Who enshrined that statue at the Tripura Foundation? Someone, so you don't know who. You offered it to me. So Ghost King of scorched face, for the universal deliverance ritual in Taiwan, the primary deity would be the Ghost King of scorched face. It would be very grand, and the main one is the Ghost King of scorched face, and above him is Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. He's actually an emanation of Guan Yin or Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. So he's asking, can we ask this Ghost King with scorched face to act as an intermediary to deliver joss paper that's commonly sold in the market to the deceased? The question you're asking, actually there are many kinds of joss papers, spirit papers. The Tripura school, joss papers, and the spirit money that's being sold in the common market, And True Buddha School also has some. So those are the just paper money that is recognized in True Buddha School. There's one problem that paper money or just paper is like money that we use. So US government recognizes or approves the US dollar bills that can be used globally all over the world. But the cash or the bills in China can be used in China and in other countries too, because they have certain agreement for currency exchange. In the world, like Brunei, you cannot use Brunei money in America, and you cannot use it in Taiwan either. Many countries don't accept it, but in Singapore you can, right? So you can exchange Brunei and Singaporean dollar, so it depends on the governments. And the ghost king with scorched face is Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. And of course, Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva can send or deliver the joss paper that's being sold in the market to the object, the recipients that you target, for sure. So the universal deliverance ritual that's usually being done in the ghost month is have the ghost king with scorched face to be in charge. And this ghost king is Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. So as long as it's Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, everything works. Avalokitesvara is truly great. So when he's in charge, anything can be done. The second question, does tattooing hinder the flow of qi and channels? About qi and channels, Taoism also talks about them. In Tantric Buddhism, we talk about qi, channels, and light drops. And Taoism talks about essence, spirit, and energy. And now, what I'm reading is the inner canon of the Yellow Emperor and the outer canon of the Yellow Emperor. And those two books talk all about the qi, channels, and light drops. Talking about maintaining a good health, it relates to qi, channels, and light drops, and the body. Qi is inside the body. Channels is inside the body. The light drops are also inside the body. The form is the appearance or the external appearance of the body. Do not overwork your body. Do not exhaust your body, then you can get old very easily. If you overwork, then it's easy to become old. If you go over the limit, then it's easy for you to become old. And the rest, the qi, channels, and light drops are inside the body. The inner canon of Yellow Emperor typically talks about the upper dantian right here at the brow point. The middle dantian is at the heart chakra. And the lower dantian is at the forefinger width below the navel, which is the navel chakra. These are the 3 dantians, and one more in Taoism, the spine, which is called Ni1 at the top and Wei at the bottom and the middle. That's in Taoism. So along the spine there are the 3 jiaos or 3 burners. And in Tantrayana, the central channel, left channel, and right channel, they're all intangible. And it's a cycle. Alongside your spine, at the back, and then down the front to the bottom. And it becomes a circle, a cycle, a circle, and a cycle, circulation. That talks about qi, and then channels or meridians. So the 8 meridians, there are 2 kinds of meridians, Jing and Mai. And Tantrayana talks about the 5 chakras, the brow chakra, throat chakra, heart chakra, navel chakra, and sacral chakra, and base chakra, and at the top is the crown chakra. A total of 7 chakras. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Including the base chakra, for a total of 7 chakras. And 3 channels, 3 primary channels. And then there are many more finer channels, thousands or tens of thousands inside your body. Taoism primarily talks about returning to the origin and maintaining singleness. All the same, you cannot exhaust your qi or subtle vital energy, and you should not spend your essence and your spirit, that your eyes should not just keep looking at everything, the ears should not hear all those bad things, because that will exhaust your spirit. So yang, kun, po are the 2 parts of a soul. In Chinese, that's one called hun and one is po. And hun is yang and po is yin. So they talk about all these things, the ancient Taoist philosophy and principles. Talks about hun, po, the essence, qi and spirit, and the form. So talking about tattoos, they're just on the surface, but those things are inside the body. The eyes should not look randomly, the ears should not hear randomly. If you look too much, then it would affect your spirit, and if you hear too much, it also affect your spirit. It would be exhausted. And if you think too much, which means you should not think randomly, you need to maintain your thoughts, to be single-minded, to always be maintaining single-mindedness, not too much thoughts, because if you have too much thoughts, you're exhausting your own spirit. That's the concept. But all those are inside the body, and your tattoos are on the skin. The tattoos are only on the surface, on the skin. And the question is that would tattoo affect the circulation of qi and channels? No, of course not. Rather impossible. Why would a tattooing hinder the circulation of qi and channels? No. It's like when you're scratching your itch. Will that let your qi let your qi to flow out? No. So tattooing is on the surface, but the qi, light drops and channels are inside the body. Although in the future, it's possible that when you are performing fetal breathing and that you use your skin to breathe, you don't use your nose, but you use your skin to breathe, like a fetus. Even when you tattoo your skin, it will not block your skin pores all over your body, right? Even if you tattoo all of your skin, there are still skin pores, right? So it will not hinder. So this Lin Zhao Dong from the Orient, which body that he tattooed? It shouldn't be, because the qi channels and light drops are inside the body. Not to let them outflow, that's good enough. You want to maintain or retain the qi. That you don't want to harm your subtle vital energy. You don't want to lose your spirit or essence. And you maintain your spirit, that they're always inside your body. Then you can maintain a good health. That's the principle. And the Ghost King with Scorched face can be in church because he's an Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. And tattoos are only on the surface. It will not affect the qi channels and light drops inside the body. A hunter killed a wild boar in the mountain, and the monk saw that. And the monk saw that and told him that you killed a wild boar, so in the future life you would become a wild boar. This is cause and effect. Whomever you kill, you would become that. And the hunter was shocked. And then he pointed his gun at the old monk. And the old monk was shocked. What are you doing? And the hunter said, well, I'd rather be a monk. I don't want to become a wild boar. So the logic was wrong. The logic doesn't work. There is cause and effect. And there is karmic retribution. But not necessarily that by killing a person you would become a person. So if you kill a person, then the retribution would be worse. Then maybe you would fall into hell. Any killing is bad. We know, those who study yoga would know, non-violence. What is non-violence? That's the first and most important precept. The same in Buddhism. Non-violence is the first precept we have to maintain. That you exert violence upon others. Are you willing to be treated violently? No. So never do unto others what you don't want to happen to yourself. Because there is always cause and effect. The first precept for Buddhists is not to kill, and that's the same principle, non-violence. Everything is natural, just going naturally, following affinities, non-violence. If you apply violence, that's definitely violating the precept. It's like, are you willing to have your things stolen or robbed? Anyone? Now the scammers, they're wrong. They're in the wrong. You don't want to be cheated, right? Since you're not willing to be cheated, why do you cheat others out of their money? To become a robber or a thief is wrong. Those are the precepts of Buddhism. And it's a heavy, serious, they are serious precepts. Now we will expound on the Vimalakirti Sutra. After all these bodhisattvas had spoken, Manjushri was asked on what he thought as the bodhisattva's entry into the Dharma gate of non-duality. Manjushri Bodhisattva said, as I see it, when all dharmas or everything is not spoken, without language, without expression, without cognition, beyond all questions and answers, this is entering the Dharma gate of non-duality. In turn, Manjushri asked Vimalakirti, we have each spoken our understanding. Now, benevolent one, please explain, what is the Bodhisattva's entry into Dharma gate of non-duality? Vimalakirti remained silent and said nothing. So Manjushri exclaimed, excellent, excellent. A true entry into the Dharma gate of non-duality is without any words or language. When this chapter on entering the Dharma gate of non-duality was spoken, 5,000 bodhisattvas in the assembly entered the Dharma gate of non-duality and attained unborn endurance. Simply said, all the bodhisattvas have spoken. So, the Great Master asked Manjushri Bodhisattva, what is entering the Dharma gate of non-duality? So many bodhisattvas have spoken. So they asked Manjushri Bodhisattva, what is entering the Dharma gate of non-duality? And Manjushri Bodhisattva said, anything that's spoken, whether you talk about existence or emptiness, so that's you can break that, because if you talk about emptiness, then you are biased toward emptiness. So all is about attachment. The only way, Manjushri Bodhisattva said, if it were up to me, that everything is not spoken without language, without expression, without cognition, beyond all answers and questions. This is entering the Dharma gate of non-duality. So that's his answer. And he meant that there's no need to talk about it. The true Dharma of non-duality does not need to be spoken. And no guidance. It's apart from your consciousness. Anything with question and answer, that's duality. But without question and answer, that's non-duality. So that's the answer given by Manjushri. For example, simply said, like the sky, the cosmic space, did it tell you anything? Did the sky tell you anything? Does the sky tell you anything? Nothing. The sky does not say anything to us. So the sage Confucius once said, has the sky ever spoken? The sky never need to speak, but it turns and cycles naturally, the 4 seasons, and all things grow. Because of the 4 seasons, all things grow. The sky does not have to say anything. That is the intrinsic suchness of everything. That's how it is. So Confucius said, has the sky ever spoken? And the 4 seasons cycle naturally and everything grows. But has the sky ever spoken? That was spoken by Confucius. Like what's spoken by Manjushri Bodhisattva. The Dharma gate of non-duality doesn't need to be spoken. It is what it is. But with question and answer, that would be dualistic. So that's why there's no need to say it. That's what Manjushri Bodhisattva meant. There's no need to talk about it. And that's the Dharma gate of non-duality. Now, in turn, Manjushri Bodhisattva asks Vimalakirti, we all have spoken our understanding. Now, Benevolent One, please explain, what is the Bodhisattva's entry into the Dharma gate of non-duality? Vimalakirti, what do you think? And at that time, Vimalakirti remained silent and said nothing. He said nothing. Many mundane people Manjushri Bodhisattva said, without saying anything, is entering. That's entering the Dharma gate of non-duality. But Vimalakirti did not utter a word. Not saying anything. And Bodhidharma is the same. You know, people invited him to give Dharma teaching, and he got up,
拍一声，
and then he slept
说话
once
走
on
下
the
去。
desk, and that's it. And then he got off,
那我们听什么？
and people are like, oh, so what?
其实达摩
What
祖
are
师
we
也是不
listening?
二法门呐、
But actually, Bodhidharma was also about the Dharma gate of
当时孔子
non-duality.
讲，
Back then,
天
Confucius said,
无语，
the sky
天没有说，
does not speak,
但是事实就在运转。
but the four seasons turn by themselves, and all things grow naturally.
也就是天没有话可
Without the sky speaking, the sky has nothing to say.
真正的佛法，
The true Buddha Dharma is the same.
其实也不用讲。
There's no need to talk about
释
it.
迦牟尼佛
actually.
当初领悟
So
到
back
佛法以
then,
后，他也不
When
说法
Sakyamuni Buddha
他就要涅槃。
understood or was enlightened to Buddha Dharma, he did not want to give Dharma teaching. He wanted to enter Nirvana. So it's fine to say, it's fine to speak it, and it's fine not to speak
也
it.
不必讲，
There's no need to speak it, but it's fine to speak it.
不必讲就是真空啊，讲来
And
就是
there's no
妙。
need to speak, that's the true emptiness. But when you speak, that's the marvelous
所以那个
existence.
道德经开始
So
几句
in
话
the Tao Te Ching,
道可道，
the first statements is like the
非常
spoken Tao is
道
not
可道，
the
非常
eternal Tao.
道是可以讲的，
Tao
但是
can
不
be
是一般
spoken,
的讲，
but it's not spoken
非常
ordinarily.
道，就是不是一般的讲，
Oh, it's not spoken in the
这两说
ordinary way.
道可道，
So the Tao can be spoken,
非常道，
but not
不是一
in the
般的说
ordinary way.
道可道，非常道，名可名，非常名，可以给
So
他一个名字，
the name
但
can
不
be
是一般的
given,
名
but
字。
not the ordinary name. The Tao can be spoken, but not in the ordinary way.
老子所讲，
So Tao Te Ching was spoken by Lao Tzu.
可以说，
So it can be spoken,
也可以不说，
but it can also be not spoken.
就这个就是一个意思了。
So that's what it
文殊姐，他不讲。
means. Vimalakirti did not say anything.
这文殊师利菩萨就
And
赞叹
Manjushri
维摩诘
Bodhisattva praised
那个那些
Vimalakirti.
那个天人呐、跟凡夫啊，以为说
All the celestial
Vimoche
beings and
答不出来。
humans thought that Vimalakirti did not know what to
这句话都
say.
不能讲，答不出来。
He could not
文
answer.
殊师利菩萨才赞叹他，
But Manjushri Bodhisattva praised him.
很好啊，很好。
Excellent, excellent.
没有文字，没有语言，才是真正的
A
真
true
不二
entry into the Dharma gate of non-duality is when without any words or
才是
language.
真正的入不二法门。
So, absence of words and language is the true entry into the Dharma gate of non-duality.
这个因为讲了这个入不二法名的时候啊，以此众中5000个菩萨
When this
介入不二法门，
this
才能进入到不二法门。
dialogue happened on the Dharma gate of non-duality, 5,000 bodhisattvas in the assembly entered Dharma gate of non-duality and attained unborn endurance. Unborn endurance is the eighth ground of bodhisattvahood. It's a non-regressing ground. They would never regress again.
啊，无生法忍是一个果地。就是
So
到
unborn
达
endurance is a fruition.
退转地。
It's the eighth ground, the non-regressing ground of the bodhisattvahood.
你也不用忍耐啊，
You do not
因为
need
你
to
不生
endure
嘛还要忍
because you're unborn. What is it that you have to endure? Since it is non-arising, there is no need to endure.
不二法门，这就是不二法门。
So we have finished now about the non-duality. Now you know about the Dharma gate of non-duality. It can only be understood in the heart and mind, but cannot be talked about. That's the Dharma gate of non-duality. Look at what's spoken by the sage Confucius. Have the sky ever spoken? Yet the four seasons turn and all things grow naturally. That's how it is. What is there to talk about? All these dharmas, the Buddha Dharma is too incredible. It cannot be understood by ordinary people. An old man loved beautiful ladies when he was alive, and always asked his son to burn a few young ladies for him after he died. And the son did burn so many paper ladies and written 18 on all of them. But that night he had a dream of his dad and said, "What are you doing? You give me so many ladies who are 81 years old." And he checked and he pasted the 18 becoming 81. So 18 became 81. A customer went to a shop buying an umbrella, and the salesperson said, "Sorry, we have none left." And then the customer was disappointed and left. And the manager told him, "You know, if you don't have it, you can recommend other things, like, he's trying to buy an umbrella, and you can say, 'Oh, but we have raincoat.'" And then the lady said, "Oh, do you have tissue paper?" And then the salesperson said, "Oh, we have no tissue paper, but we have sandpaper." Or sanitary pad, well, in Chinese. Toilet paper and sanitary pad. In Chinese, they both are papers. The husband told the wife, "Last night I dreamt that I gave you an LV bag. Did you receive it?" And then the husband said, "Didn't you say that you were going to make dumplings for me today? And I like the one with pork and mushrooms." And the wife said, "Oh, I've done it in my dream last night. Didn't you have some?" You can have everything in the dream. That's a joke. have teeth pulled today, and the dentist said I need to get him numb and anesthesia, and so I thought that so I pulled down my pants, and the dentist said, "Don't you think that that your bottom is very far from the teeth?"
告诉大家哦，现在会讲天语的很多哦。
Let me tell you now, there are many people who can speak the heavenly language.
李辉，你什么时候回去？
Li Fei, when are you going home?
你明天就走了？
Tomorrow.
那么快啊？
So fast?
你不觉得你很快吗？
Don't you think you're fast?
李辉是会讲天语。
She can speak
你会讲天语吗？
the heavenly language, and Lian Xi too.
我们这里也有一个人会讲天语。
And we have someone else that can speak the heavenly language.
是华盛顿 DC 版来的吧？
Is someone from Washington D.C., right?
从华盛顿 DC 来的是谁？
Who's coming from Washington D.C.? Please stand up.
你是登宝雷藏寺来的吗？
Are you from the
登宝雷藏寺来的。
Tribute School Maryland
旁边那位
Temple?
是谁？
And who's next to
是
you?
你哥哥。
Your brother.
你当哥哥的知道他会讲天语。
Does the brother know that she can speak the celestial language?
你明白他说什么的时候啊，你就会讲天语啊。
Oh, but I don't understand what she's talking about. But when you do, then you can speak it
不
too.
法门，对了，你不
That's
讲就对了
non-duality of Dharma Gate. That's
讲天
right.
语
Then
给
you
大家
don't say
给他们
anything.
两个听听看。
So say something for those two.
"很快啊！
As fast.
你知道，你也会写天语吗？
Do you know if you can write those
而
celestial
且
language?
你还会跳天舞吗？
And do you know how to
会不会？
dance the celestial dances? Yes.
你来跳个天舞给我。
So, dance something for us.
你愿意跳给我们看吗？
Are you willing?
你知道你也会跳天舞吗？知道
Do。you know that you
Will
can
you
dance?
也会
Yeah,
写
she
天语
does. And she can
也
also
会讲
write
天语
the celestial language and speak the celestial language.
你知道你是从哪里来的吗？
Do you know where you came
知道。
from? Yes.
不错，根气很好。
That's good. You have very good spiritual
我
root.
就是在找这种人。
I'm looking for this kinds of people.
你是
This
从
kind of people.
你在越南哪个地方出生？
Which part of Vietnam were you born? Ho Chi Minh City. Saigon.
胡志明 City， 胡志明 City， 谁讲？胡志明 City， 你看嘛，都会有这种人出
See?
现。
This
有
kind
人
of
自己会来
people
找，姚志坚
are
自己
appearing, would come and
自
find
己
me.
会来找，
Golden Mother has said that they would come and search for me.
而且你没有跳过，看他跳那个天女的舞，
And you haven't seen how she danced the celestial
跟那个
dances.
小魂所跳的天女舞，
And the dance that she does is slightly similar to the dance that Xiaofen dance, but also slightly different. So that's the Dharma gate of non-duality. That's incredible. But if you're embarrassed, that's fine. But you also know how to write it. Can Lianxi write? Li Min can, but not you. You can only mumble. And Li Fei cannot write, but she can. Can you dance the celestial dances? Yes. Not bad. And you are Lian Hua Yin Ling. Okay, please be seated. So there are many in this world. There are many mystical, marvelous things in this world beyond our imagination. It's not something that we can imagine. Is there a rainbow? We saw rainbows today. So there's rainbow. But is there no rainbow? Yeah, the rainbow also doesn't exist. Normally, you don't see rainbows in the sky, but the rainbows can suddenly appear. So that's non-dual. Simply said, we see each other existing here. Are the people really exist? Yes. But are people illusory and dreamlike? Yes, they are also illusory and dreamlike. That's non-duality. Ponder upon it, and gradually you will understand. There is cause and effect. Causes and conditions exist. So all start of affinities exist. And in true emptiness there is nothing. But in the nothingness there is the start of affinities. So that's called marvelous existence amidst the true emptiness. That in the sky there was originally nothing, but the rainbows can appear there. The whole earth is also illusory or manifested. It's just that the age of the earth is a little bit longer, but they also goes through creation, existence, deterioration, and emptiness. Is there cause and effect to it? Yes, because when there is causes and condition, there is cause and effect. So like the rainbow, it exists because of the causes and conditions. When the causes and conditions disappear, the rainbow disappears. Like humans too, because they exist because of the causes and conditions. When causes and conditions disappear, the humans also disappear. Everything is like this, and this is the Dharma gate of non-duality.
感恩圣尊莲生活佛宝贵的法语开示，雷藏寺法务活动报。